God.
Hello.
Hello to the
There we
other
go. Scene transition. Swoosh. Hello, everybody. We are here. We are live. This is happening. I have not checked audio. You guys can probably hear us. It may be horribly off. If so, tell us. We are playing Icewind Dale, episode 4, also known as episode 1, because this is basically restarting Icewind Dale again, as two of our players completely switched out. So it's a new party and new party dynamic. These are my players. I have a distracted unicorn,
Hi.
Reverend Lovecraft,
Hi.
Unidos,
Hello.
and Dreaming Hero.
Hello.
And now now that we have a German majority, we shall stream everything in Deutsch. Guten Tag miteinander.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
All right. With
There's
that,
few things sounding more awkward than trying to run D&D in German.
Please don't make me bother with my native tongue in front of the world.
I'm most terrible in German. Did you know that I forget German words more often than English words?
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah, same.
Kommt mit mir, Abenteurer. Wir müssen die Goblin-Bande zurückschlagen.
Nee, lass mal.
Yes, we do get a ja natürlich from chat. Thank you, chat.
Chat, are you crazy? Go away.
Chat, you're drunk. Go home.
What
No,
the chat
drunk is okay. Crazy is not okay.
So, who of you wants to give me the honors and introduce the viewers to Icewind Dale? Because I introduced the viewers to Icewind Dale at least 3 times by now.
It's a shitty place. It's full of snow and it's cold and everyone dies. The end.
I mean, that's a
That's
feature.
not how you,
That's a feature of me that everybody dies, not of Icewind Dale.
that's not how you engage people. Not that I could do the introduction.
Do I have to engage them?
Did you?
I'm trying to remember. It's kind of just the frozen north, isn't it?
Yes, everything is frozen. But
Yes,
it's more
it
frozen
is.
than it's supposed to.
It is the world beyond the wall. Except there's no wall. It's just
Yeah.
beyond the mountain range. Most things
I
are
think it's kind
frozen.
of on the mountain range.
No, it's behind the mountain.
So
range.
so there's a mountain range called the Spine of the World, which separates.
Yeah, that spans more or less the whole continent, I think.
Which does separate the South Coast, like what is generally considered as the South Coast, from Icewind Dale. Like, traveling across it is a long and arduous task that is only really being done in the summer by people who seek riches or trade with the few people who live up north.
Or running or running away from something or someone.
Oh yeah. Icewind Dale is also famously the place of which we got our most famous adventurer, Drizzt Do'Urden, the drow punk,
Freak.
who is very, very popular.
Among who?
Well, the people who buy D&D books. He's the reason D&D is as famous as it is as a setting.
Okay, well, I don't buy the book, so I don't count as a person because I didn't know him.
So
before.
imagine, I imagine it like this, right? Before the Drizzt book, D&D as a setting barely existed. Like, everybody created their own setting, just like Gary Gygax made his own. Like, didn't really, it's just it's part of the experience. Are you the dungeon master? Make your own world. We are not providing a world for you to play in.
Because we're lazy. And it costs money.
I mean, partly there was Dragonlance and Greyhawk and Eberron and
Yeah.
which was it?
Those
Well,
don't count.
Well, the Forgotten Worlds, of course, is the one that 5e is using as the base for their adventure.
Mhm.
But those were also all created by like other dungeon masters, if I remember correctly. I'm not quite
I
sure.
think Dragonlance was basically the standard setting before Forgotten Realms got in. Or
Yeah,
was it
probably.
Greyhawk?
I thought Dragonlance came later because they introduced the Dragonborn, which were not originally part of D&D. That's why
I mean,
I don't have them in my mind as like one of the first. But I don't know
No
actually.
idea.
Like I may be wrong.
I mean, there could have been lots of things. We could have introduced Dragonborn later as an addition,
Yeah.
but I think Forgotten Realms is a relatively new thing comparative to whole D&D.
Forgotten Worlds. Well, it exists since the 80s at least. So there's that. And well, yeah, and the book like the Crystal Shard with Drizzt was like the big thing that made D&D as like a fantasy fiction famous. Outside of nerds playing the game.
Oh, Satanists.
That's stop it. No. I will banish you to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, good.
Damn.
The light isn't so bright there.
Well, technically, you are in the Shadow Realm. That's what the whole sub-channel section is called.
Also, the weather is shit outside, so.
Oh yes, the weather is shit in
Can
Icewind
improve.
Dale too.
Well, that's the reason why we are there, right? Because Rezzet just knows one thing, one setting. Snow.
Snow.
More snow. Icy snow. Soft snow.
Yeah.
Really like snow.
So what Icewind Dale has the 10 towns, known as 10 towns, which are the different people who formed up communities. And
The
of
naming
course,
commission really blew their creativity on this.
they do, they stole some of the names from Germany and whatever came in mind. I think Lonely Wood is not a very creative name for woods, but that's fine by me. I'm not a very creative person myself. I just pretend to be. I wanted to say something important, but then I forgot.
10 towns.
Oh yes.
No. Curse, maybe.
Yeah, Icewind Dale has been in winter for the last at least 2 years, maybe more. And the people call it the everlasting rime when they refer to the endless winter.
They don't even know how long it will last.
That's the problem, because flora is starting to die off and not produce as much together as previously. You cannot farm, you cannot properly gather, and the animals themselves are also getting more hungry and more desperate for food.
Wouldn't it be ironic if they call it Everlasting Winter and 2 weeks later it's over?
If only
So,
a group of adventurers
relatively
would
long
investigate
winter.
this. Everybody knows all that you need are 4 people and 2 weeks to become like absolute noob to level 15 powerhouse. Oh wow, so much change can happen in such a short time. Maybe
Change? What?
Maybe we do like a month interlude for every level up you guys get.
Who of us plays a very old character again?
Roll a D100, Granny Beer.
You die. Why? Heart attack. In your bed.
No,
What
that's
was your
I
target
really
again?
do.
Oh yeah, not die in your bed.
Yeah, I think at least one of the secrets could have really big problems with that.
Oh yeah.
Speak for yourself.
I just realized some of the cameras are in the wrong order. Because need to put Granny Bia where she belongs. Put her in her place, so to say.
What?
Wait, what?
What did I do? It's me, Granny Beer.
You were Erwin, that was the problem.
I see.
It's not okay.
Alright. So yeah, we didn't play for a while. The players switched over, of course, over Christmas time and New Year. Many people had other things to do than play D&D together. As it happens, people are family. I visited Unicorn, which also
I
made...
was about to say, people have better things to than play D&D together, like playing Shadowrun together.
Yeah, we played a bunch of Shadowrun together. That's true. Man, we played so much Shadowrun. I'm very happy about the Shadowrun we played. It was good.
And I remember distinctly that you didn't like it before.
I didn't like Shadowrun before.
Yes.
When did I
You
say
said
that?
it's boring and stuff.
Well, that's because the way you guys play Shadowrun used to be super boring and stuff.
Oh. So we didn't change anything, but that changed everything.
What? So right, look.
We're not talking about Shadowrun.
The way we played yes, we are talking about this. The way you used to play Shadowrun when I joined your German group was, okay, this is a mission. Now let's do legwork. We are spending 7 hours on legwork as you're planning out like 3 different backup strategies and try to roll as many dice as possible to get your successes, to find out as much as possible without giving anything away ever. So that part was incredibly boring to play with through years ago. And before that, I didn't play Shadowrun at all. Like, I had no reference to draw from for how Shadowrun is supposed to be played.
What? People have plans during Shadowrun? What?
They usually do in the first 2 minutes of a job.
Oh, we need to go through this laser door. Technomancer, do something. Okay, I do my trick. Me. Okay, everyone goes through the door and leaves the Technomancer behind, because the Technomancer is focusing on, getting the door open and disabling the mechanism of the shotguns and whatever, the machine guns. And then it was me running after them because they forgot me.
How do you forget a team member? It's like the
You
streets have forgetting his 5 assault rifle at home.
you ask me, they did forget me.
Hyperactive with short attention span. Happens every
There's
time.
stuff to help with that.
And then we just didn't plan stuff anymore. Like, why should we? It doesn't work anyway. We just go in and see what happens. Works every time.
Let's see how we can set this town on fire.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Let's. Where do we start? Introduce the characters, I guess. Let's set a scene. We are in Dugan's Hole, I believe.
Yes,
I believe
that's what the map says.
Are we?
Dugenshole
That's where you
is
sent us.
it's one of the towns that is set in Icewind Dale that is on the Red Waters. One of the 3 local lakes here. The Red Waters are also the lake that is most frozen over, with only a little bit of flowing water. So the people at Red Waters will like go out onto the water and saw a hole into the ice to go fishing.
They don't use fireball.
Fireball doesn't work. It's like a good half a meter of ice before you reach the water. Yeah. So Dugan's Hole is a very small place. Let's. Oh, the players. You can all see the map, right?
Hmm.
There's not much here, except for the house of which the speaker lives, and a small community of around 50 people. Granny Bia, why don't you tell me what your place looks like and introduce your character that way?
All right. I was sort of imagining Granny Beer has like a small surgery, I guess, for like tending to the wounded, uh, which is part of a shrine to the Grain Mother, which she has constructed. She is an elderly human woman with her hair tied back in a bun, uh, sort of walking with a little bit of a limp, and speaks with a very exaggerated voice. I'm just down into my house, tidying the floor. Not much to do today. Nobody's put a nail through their hand in a while. And might get some fish in the market. Hopefully won't die of hypothermia.
All right.
Anything you want me to elaborate on there?
So you occupy one of the small houses and basically turned it into a shrine. I don't believe you had the money or manpower to build one yourself.
No, but I take donations where I can.
All right. The thing you should know about the people in Dugan's Hole is this is the most insular of the 10 towns. And people here look a bit weird. They have like slightly pointed teeth or like small misshapen ears.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Are the people you are taking the donations from still alive when you take them?
What a strange question.
Why would you
Why
ask
would I
that?
be taking... It's quite the accusation. No, I only take donations from living people.
Taken from the dead people, its services are rendered. Just payment.
Well, whatever. If I ever got any next of kin, perhaps. What was I going to say? Yeah, I don't judge people by their ears or their teeth, all the better to hear with. I'm just a sweet old lady looking after people who need help, and who doesn't like the Grain Mother, especially in these cold times.
I'm trying to look up the quest from this town over here real quick. As it's a bit confusing to find the what's where everywhere. All right. So, as you guys have your local version of what is like a city guide, it's called Volo's Guide to Icewind Dale, which has a snowflake rating on how good the friendliness, the services, and the comforts are in the different 10 towns. Which, 1 snowflake is the worst rating, and 3 snowflakes is the best one.
And the city has 0.
Dukenshole has 1 snowflake in friendliness, services, and comfort, which means it's non-existent. Although
Nice place.
it is true that Volo hasn't updated his Volo's Guide to Icewind Dale in quite a while, and with Granny Bia there, it should have a friendliness rating of at least 2 snowflakes. Probably. But one person can only do so much. Yeah, who is with you in your in your little shrine?
I don't know. I can't remember. Hello, is someone there? Is someone in the bathroom?
Did any of the did we have a reason for your characters to be here in the first place? Did we make up something? I don't remember. It's been over a month.
Let me check my intelligence to see if I remember.
That actually makes sense.
I've got a -1 intelligence, so you know. My memory isn't what it used to be. Who was in the house? I forgot.
Hopefully the other player characters will introduce themselves to the cast.
You know, I could be around. Like, I'm a hunter and gatherer and grew up in 10 towns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, let's do that. You're a hunter and gatherer. So hunting game has become more difficult with the harsh winter, meaning there are less animals around, and those that are around are more dangerous, and because they are more hungry. So you most likely went fishing onto the lake, because I have fishing rules, and I would love to, try them out on you.
On me, sure. Let's try them out on the new player.
Fantastic.
What do I need to roll?
Let me check where the fishing rules are, because they are certainly in the book somewhere.
Does mean I get a fishing rod?
The first 5 rolls of athletics to try and get through the ice.
I can do anything with dexterity. Now,
Oh well, there's so much stuff that it's hard to find something in particular. I will need a while to find the fishing rules. And to role play amongst yourselves, players.
Is someone there?
I can't. Shitty ice, shitty everything.
Are you about to go for some fishing?
Fishing is going bad lately. The ice getting thicker every day, I swear.
What's your name again, young? Hang on, let me get my glasses.
What are you even?
Young humanoid being.
It looks like one of the misshapen creatures who live as humans over here. You know, like most.
Tiefling. Misshapen.
Granny Bia, do you or your character, do you have a medicine check?
I can make a medicine check. This is one of my skills. Let me have a look.
Also, it looks like somebody turned off the camera because now it's all wrong again.
How about you stop breaking everything?
Check me out. I got a 15 medicine.
15 medicine. Yes, Granny Bia, you come to the conclusion that the people living here, have gone through quite several generations of inbreeding, as they aren't very fond of visitors in Dugan's Hole.
Interesting.
So maybe it works out for like 50 years, but it's been 300.
Well, I mean, that's probably why I came here, because they probably don't have a lot of support.
No. And they're
they're
also not
probably
well
happy.
liked.
They probably also don't have a lot of visitors because they keep eating them. Or at least that's what people say.
They're not eating them. How dare you?
Do you have any proof? Do you have any living visitors around?
Well, sounds to me like Rhiannon just made up a rumor that's going around.
That's a very dangerous rumor to spread.
You know, my
Doesn't-
sibling would have been eaten long ago if that rumor was true.
So, hang on, how many people are in my shrine at the moment? Is it just me, or is it Ezra and...
Apparently it's everyone now.
I think it's Ira. If she finally manages to fish something.
I didn't see you all there.
Yes, all of you are here for some reason.
As Aaron, not Ira, Iron.
We know each other. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
Yeah, under it, probably.
Oh, Granny.
This
Drink
is what
some
happens
tea.
when you play too much around with dimensional shenanigans.
Dimensional.
That's the graviturge.
I was once part of a teleportation spell. I don't know why or what. It was terrible.
You know how that sounded? You were once part of a teleportation spell. As an ingredient or what?
I will not go any further into this.
How is everybody this morning? Did you sleep well?
It's been cold
Is
for
it
sure.
morning? I can't tell anymore.
More?
Did we have a night, really?
You look outside, it still feels like night.
I think we have
Oh,
summertime.
who would have thought? It's snowing.
I have a good sense for these things.
I believe it should be summertime.
Well, if you find the sun somewhere, you could try to check.
Right over there.
No, that's just a light that's
No, that's a
a
candle.
slightly brighter cloud.
No, that's a burning cat.
Thing to note here, there's no campfire. There's only like, maybe like a wooden stove. And most of the fire is being burned through oil and fat. Is it oil or fat? Like whale
It's
oil.
whale oil.
Yes.
Ear. That
Yeah.
stinks.
A little bit of whale oil goes lovely in a little bit of soup.
What?
I'm not
Nothing.
sure if that's good for eating.
It's a perfect addition to all of the other whale oil.
But generally, you drinking whale oil might explain some things.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Granny, are you okay?
Do you need an
Yeah.
intervention, Granny?
I'm a perfectly fully functioning adventurer, thank you very much. It's a low bar, I'll grant you.
Maybe I just share cookies with Granny so she feels better.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, why are you all here? Are you needing healing?
It's very cold outside, and I think my fingers are freezing off.
Oh, well, then by all means, stay as long as you like.
Cute.
How about
Something is-
you two? What brings you to the Dugan's Hole?
Well, basically, I'm just on my first walk around the village in the morning. You're usually the first one to be awake, so if everything's okay with you.
I am an early riser.
Hmm. Yeah, that I noticed far earlier than the rest of the whole village. Weirdly enough. Well, I will probably take some time and to warm myself up a bit before I freeze to death on the way out there. And if the other people, the rest of the village starts waking up, I might make my way around and check on them, see if anyone froze to death over the night.
Hopefully not. Ground suit.
I would like
Stupid.
you guys to do something for me. Check your inventory. Remove all of the rations except for one.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. That seems cool. All my food is gone.
That. Oh, my cookies.
Yeah,
Good, I had none in the first place.
you've been. Oh, okay. Well, in that case.
Rations? What are those? Oh, I ate those already.
Exactly. Yes. You're going. You want to go out fishing. Are you bringing people with you? More people fishing are more chances to collect food.
I will join
Um,
her because it's better than sitting around here and being warm.
The good news is right now there is no snowstorm or blizzard happening, which is real bad. People still need to get fish or food, even in bad weather. So right now
Yeah,
there's good weather, so it should be ceased.
I will take anyone who wants to come with me.
Is there a chance that we might be at risk of death?
Yes, you certainly are.
Don't be so mean to Granny Bear.
Have you looked at her? She's at risk of death at any moment.
That's no reason to be so impolite. Did your parents teach you anything? People, I swear. Animals are much better company.
That's okay.
All
Well, I'm
right.
going to have to join you guys.
You open the door to the outside, which is a minus 45 degrees Celsius.
Minus 45. Comfy.
Yes. And usually people will say, like, close the door as soon as you open the door. You wade out past the docks onto the frozen lake. I believe I do have artwork for this exact place. Let me. Yeah, I have some artwork that I will share with you guys in Discord real quick. Da, 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 da. There we go. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Very cool. I'm getting I'm shivering just looking at it.
Fantastic.
That's
And,
not. That's the nicest weather we had in weeks.
you wander across the ice onto the lake. I will say you will take like a good 20 minutes to get to a spot that is not scared, like that is away from all the action happening on the coast.
You mean people?
Yes. The ice is solid underneath your feet, and You pull out your saw. Assuming you're bringing one with you that is in the little shrine. Surely everybody in Dugan's Hole has a saw that is used to cut the ice.
Yes, I bring a saw in my fishing stuff.
All right. Do you own fishing tackle?
Well, actually, I don't, but
No, because you just threw us in there with the cold water and you didn't give us the opportunity to buy anything we might need.
All right,
Yes.
guys. We're
So I guess the
starting.
first stop,
We're starting today. Have everything you need.
okay, rations,
gone.
because that's all I need.
Yes, yeah. No. It's I totally understand.
So I'm just adding fishing stuff now to my inventory.
Yes, let's. I will tell you real quick. So for
Ice fishing
you
stuff.
tell me. For how long have you been in Icewind Dale?
Me?
For as long
Yes.
as I live.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I
Okay.
grew up in this area. That's why yeah.
So you do have a fishing tackle. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I would also assume if like fishing here is one of the easiest and like biggest source of food to come across. Like you don't have to stalk any prey for several hours. You can just like plop where you are and fish. As long as they bite, it's good. So
Well, hopefully. I mean, they
You
should
sit
be
down
hungry.
in the middle of the tundra. Oh, I fished a land shark.
Let's be honest. When it's so cold, they should also be very hungry. I mean, the stupid river is frozen over.
Yeah, but their food is under the water. When
So
it's
I
still
want
warm.
you to give me a little strength of feet and roll me an athletics check using your saw as a tool. If you have, you can also like roll a carpentry check or anything that fits that.
I have nothing, so it's just a D20 for me.
All right. Oh wow. Yeah, so it's one of those things. First, you draw an owl, and then you erase the owl and have a perfect circle. as you carve the perfect circle with the same angle on the whole circle and cut it out. And then you grab the ice with
Make an ice sculpture.
yes, and you pull the ice out. And it's a very impressive hole. You've never done such a perfect ice hole in all of your time ice fishing over here. But I'm sure that the beauty of this hole is lost on your comrade, maybe. I don't know, like how optimistic are you about the appreciation from others for your perfect circle?
Look at this perfect hole. Isn't it beautiful? I was up here for a while now. Isn't it beautiful and pristine?
It's very circular. It's got no corners.
Yes, that's the best thing you could say. It's circular.
Thank you, Granny, for your nice words.
You're welcome. Now, how do we get the fish out?
I'm working on it.
You attach.
Better prepare my.
I don't feel. I don't feel useful here.
You got your wooden rod. You have a line. Your fishing tackle. Is there anything special about your supply, or is it pretty much like utilitarian?
Maybe I reinforced the rod a little bit.
All right. Yeah. You don't want it to snap at the first, resistance.
Like it's snapping a line. That happens, but you can always exchange the line. But the rod, that would be disastrous.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you cast the line, Do you mind
Yes,
if
I
I
cast a light.
before you do that, do you mind if I say a quick prayer to the Grain Mother for your
Oh, sure,
bountiful
sure.
grain, bountiful gains?
The Gain
Uh,
Mother, as they call her in Icewind Dale.
She's swole as fuck.
May the Gain Mother give you sweet gains.
may
And
your lifts be plentiful.
may your lives be full and your stomach also full. Praise the Grain Mother, and I'm casting guidance on.
All right. Okay,
Oh
yeah,
no,
you're
and
casting
so it
guidance.
starts again.
So it says at the end of each hour spent fishing on the lake, roll a check.
How long
I
does
will
guidance last again?
That's a minute.
I can cast it every minute. It's fine. You don't mind if I just.
sure.
So
As you wish.
you send out the prayer. I mean, so let me is there like some sort of awareness of Granny Bea? It's like, oh yes, I'm using the miracle of my god to aid her in her performance, or is this more like ritualistic, social exchange that you're doing in Bea's eyes?
I was thinking that Granny Beer was doing a sermon just as the fishing's going on to like entertain the people as they're waiting for fish to bite.
Oh yeah, no, it will take a while. You're spending a good hour. It is, after all, a sport of patience.
And on the seventh day, the harvest was bountiful, and the food was full.
I grow very, very worried about the granny.
Who is
Sure,
the
you're
first
fine.
person jumping into the hole?
Who would do such a thing?
Well, I'm still trying to get fish out. Please do not disturb the water.
I wasn't planning to.
Roll me
Granny.
a DC 15 survival check. These are the fantastic and awe-inspiring fishing rules of D&D.
I was rolling something weird.
You rolled a D29.
That is not. That's not what I want.
You should be able to click the survival button on your character sheet.
Should I? Let's see.
I believe so.
Yes, in pure theory, you should.
It's a.
So as
Three.
Granny Bea reaches the sixth commandment of how to pick up the grain, you feel a tug on your string, and it gets pulled down. You're like, oh, yes. You're feeling exhilarated. Something bit. Like there's action happening right now. I will need you to do a strength athletics check.
What?
Contested by the fish's strength check. Let me look up the fish.
It's a Leviathan.
Oh no! Oh no!
The Kraken rolled a 1, so roll initiative.
What?
At least this adventure will be over soon.
Oh,
I-
right. The trout has advantage on its check.
Why?
Why?
Because he's in water. It's a knucklehead trout.
I will
Oh,
knuckle the trout.
oh no! Oh no!
Uh,
Oh no! I'm
okay.
terrible at fishing.
So, let's see.
Someone get the net.
You are failing the check by 5 or more. And now you must roll me a dexterity saving throw of 10.
A dexterity saving roll, but that should be fine.
Yes. Or be pulled into the frigid water.
No, that's fine. I get.
Yes, you succeed.
I get like +6, so please.
All right. So what is happening here is you realize the fishing trout is pulling harder than you imagined, and you pull like at the wrong time, and the trout gets away. He seems to be able to like rip himself free from the hook. It wasn't formally like it wasn't fully hooked in yet.
Well, at least he will bleed out now.
That's okay. There's still 24 more commandments to go.
Are you fine? Should we just break that up and go to the shrine to warm you up, Granny?
I'm
You
good
see,
to
I
run.
don't even care about the rest.
The
I
thing
just
is, I could
care.
have helped you with the survival check, but not with the strength. Okay, my eating is there.
I might have
Be right
helped with
back.
everything if I didn't just nod off from the commandments.
Roll.
All right, so yes, you need a survival check and then a strength check, and you need to beat the fish. So a strong hunter character, of course, is
Not me.
well.
What if there was some way I could use my grandmothery magic to help me consult?
I feel like I would be better if I just hunted.
Hunt for what? Wild deer.
I don't know.
Maybe
Oh,
there,
giant beasts.
maybe there are other means to get the fish.
I feel like I should point out that in case of emergency, I can create rations thanks to the benevolence of the grandmother's goodwill.
Gain
Well,
mother.
I should
Pure
convert,
protein
I
powder.
think.
It comes in like protein power packs, like
Ooh, you like a
Regals.
protein berry?
A leather bag with protein printed on it appears and lands
Very
in your
special
hand.
low-carb berries.
Just like protein powder.
What did I miss?
We're getting slow gains.
Okay.
The cold is making us a little weird.
How much strength do we get?
I think it restores hit points.
Oh,
You do feel a
Maybe-
little bit better.
do we have some electrocution spell to get a...
So now
Get it
that now everybody here has like a good feeling of, yes, you might spend the whole day fishing just to feed yourself and your family. Indeed.
I can pre-cook the fish, or I can make the fish tired.
I could evaporate the water around the fish so that it's easier to pull out.
Wait, but the water will just fill in instantly.
I could let the fish glow so it's easier to see.
make the fish glow.
Mhm.
Or maybe we could just go into town and see if any of the fish on sale.
Yes, I think we should just go into the town and see for other means. Maybe we can get food from the forest by hunting.
Funny that you say that, because I'm just looking up, double checking real quick. Where do I have my Icewind Dale map again?
Still didn't introduce myself, right?
No! Who are you?
Who
I am-
are you? Why are you? And how many?
I'm one for once.
I am one who is
Aaron.
he?
I'm Aaron, a female tiefling with pale blue skin. Like I'm certainly just, camouflaging with the icy background. If I didn't wear brown warm hides and leather armor. And I'm a hunter from around here. I have silver eyes. And I look like I'm up to mischief. Always. Anyways, who are you all?
I'm Granny Bear, your good old friend.
Yes, I know. I was at you for the last days.
That's a good point, though. I don't remember your two's names.
You can call me Rhiannon.
I will try and remember that, Rhiannon.
That's why I didn't go with the full name.
Then
Would
you
be the
spontaneously remember that the guy sleeping close to you guys fishing because he nodded off from your sermons
again.
is the hobgoblin Akur,
Oh, that's right.
one or probably the only town guard in town.
We should probably wake him before he dies of hypothermia.
I gently nudge him with my boot.
Is she done yet?
Yes, she's done. We are done. The fish
The fish is
escaped.
done too.
Well,
Stupid thing. We thought about going to
at
the
least
village
we've got a hole for
before
next
we
time.
freeze to death.
How are you freezing to death?
Now we
It's just something in the very cold degrees.
Minus 45.
Yeah, but how do we know this as character? Do we have
We
a
know.
thermometer?
Okay.
I mean, you definitely have like a snowflake rating of how cold it is. And right now, it's the rock that's getting hung up for the weather is covered in snow and ice. So,
As is
That's
everything
cool.
else.
yes.
Including us.
The weather forecast rock that's being used in Dugan's Hole, covered in ice.
It is
I'm-
kind of
I-
cold.
I'm resistant to cold through my heritage.
Well, isn't that nice?
The problem is, do you have resistance to cold or resistance to freezing temperatures?
Oh, yeah. Why is this different?
A creature exposed to the cold must succeed a Constitution saving throw at the end of each hour, or gain one level of exhaustion. Creatures with resistance or immunity to cold damage automatically succeed on the saving throw.
Ah,
I have to
Yes.
make a cold check now.
As do creatures wearing cold weather clothing, thick coats, gloves, and the like, and creatures naturally adapted to cold climates, such as reindeer and snowy owlbears.
Well, I think I remembered to put my gloves on.
You look at your hands, you have 2 icicles now.
Your
Well,
hands are black?
That's why I couldn't feel my fingers. I'll just
well, let's
We are all
go to the
laughing
village.
while Bea is having an existential crisis.
I mean, freezing gets really problematic once you start feeling warm.
Yeah, once you like really fail your deck saving throw and get pulled in the freezing icy waters, that's when the problem starts. So
Yes, I'm happy that my dex is so high.
you did think about like maybe going to the woods to hunt, but the woods is like good 2 miles away from the town, and it's through the snowy landscape, which without snowshoes takes like a quarter mile per hour, which means you need 4 hours to get to the woods first.
How much does snowshoes cost?
You probably have to make your own because they're not being sold. Like there's no commerce in Dugan's Soul.
Generally, since either hunting in the woods or fishing is the only thing to do to not die of starvation, wouldn't we all have made snowshoes?
Yes, of course it is possible to traverse the cold iciness of Icewind Dale and bet on wild animals trying to attack you and attack them instead. Or kobolds and eat them.
Well, you can't eat a kobold. They're living creatures.
I shouldn't tell that I brought kobolds before, right?
I thought about playing a kobold. Good, I didn't.
Yes,
Why?
good.
Kobolds
the
are
problem with
fun. They're
kobolds?
fun to play.
Mm.
Also,
Just
they're
in case
useful.
someone gets peckish.
I was thinking there might be people in town to barter with.
Why would you eat a kobold? There's nothing on them.
Mm.
They're just bones and bones.
No,
And a few
they're soft
scales.
flesh.
Actually, I want to. Can you guys roll me? What would be the check? Like a rumor check?
Rumor
I feel a
check?
rumor coming along.
Like who here? I will give this to Akur and Granny Bea because you both are part of Duke and Soul. Granny Bea, you get this advantage because the people here are pretty assholes to outsiders.
No,
I would
And
say
8 years
in-
probably aren't the best anymore.
You have to live here for like at least 10 years before they consider you part of the village.
I've been here about a month, so that makes sense. What am I rolling?
Let's see.
I would say if they try to snap something up, like perception.
Yeah, either perceptional or insight. You know, like, hey man, you look like stirred up. Like, what's the matter?
That's a cool 13.
Okay, 13.
That's an 8.
Yeah, Akur to you is like, business as usual. People being weird.
Yeah, as always.
Granny Bea, one of the people who went to your whatever they call to your sermon.
Yep.
Yeah, he did bring like a little branch of like winter berries. It has like a collection of them, and he offers it to the altar to the Grain Mother to give something back of what he has found. And
Hello.
oh, hello. He looks.
Thank you for what you're offering.
You look at him. It's like a very reddish face, like drawn long, with like sprightly little mustache.
Reddish, as in the color, or ratish as the vermin?
Ratish, as in rats.
Okay.
Looks like a halfling. You're not sure. Maybe
So a
it's
halfling with a reddish face, isn't this a kobold?
maybe. Oh, hello. Man, have you heard about the giant wolves?
The giant wolves? I
Yes,
didn't.
They don't taste very good.
Yeah,
Giant wolf?
giant wolves.
Where?
Well, I've went outside to find forage some of the winter berries around, and I've glimpsed one, big as a horse he was. I've ran for my life, but luckily the town wasn't far away from me. I could swear they were looking right at me. Oh no, no good at all.
The Grain Mother keep you safe, child.
Thank you. Well, I'm not really a child anymore, but okay.
Everyone is a child to me. I just call everyone child.
I can deal with this.
Do you need any healing, young sir? Is that better?
No, I'm good. You know, though I did nick like my arm on one of the branches, so and like he shows it to you, and it's like a scratch.
Do I want to see? I don't know.
Level 1 adventurers! I need my spells!
Here's what I'll do. I'll make a
Yeah,
batch
level
of
2.
berries, and you can take one of the Grain Mother's berries back with you, and it should keep you nice and full and warm for the rest of the day. Let me just prepare So she's going to go over to her workstation, and she is going to take out her holy symbol, which is a symbol of the Grain Mother on her shield. And then she's going to hold it up like an empty bowl to the sky and say, Grain Mother, bring us food. Please, I invoke ye. And then it's going to fill up with like these apple-sized berries as she casts Good Berry.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
You can have one, and would everyone else like one?
Ah, yes. That would be great. And he takes a good berry from you and stuffs it into his reddish mouth like a hamster.
That should give you a little bit of healing for your cat.
Thank you. You see the scratch disappear,
I should press the button when I try to say something.
but the face stays the same.
Right.
There's no cure for red face.
There's no cure for ugliness, I'm afraid.
What?
Did I say that out loud? I guess I'll hold on to the rest of these in case we need them.
Yeah, he will say that, that sometimes those wolves will speak to some of the townspeople and extort them for food and treasure.
The wolves?
Yes.
The wolves talk. We should check this out.
I would think that happens most of the times when these townspeople have looked too deep into their kegs in the evening, but, well, yeah, let's... In any way, wolves close to the town aren't a good thing, so let's do something against that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually happening. I mean, how long is this winter? 2 years? It wouldn't be the strangest thing if they were talking wolves.
One other thing, young man.
Yes?
I don't suppose there's been any reports of thieves in the local town or anything?
Of what?
Not that I've heard of.
I just noticed that the food rations I had set aside seem to have gone up quicker than I anticipated.
Oh, well, it's awfully troubling trying to collect any food around here with them there wolves around. And, the winter is making our normal supply runs awfully scarce. We have started to become inventive. Rip off bark of trees and eat the insides.
Tree flesh. Inventive.
No, that would be tree skin.
Please don't call it tree flesh.
I'm sure the Great Mother admires your inventiveness.
Yeah, I'm trying out being like Barkagarian, or how they call it in the cities. Yeah, eat nothing but bark.
A bark diet, huh?
They eat bark in the cities?
Yeah. That's what I've heard. He gives
very
shifty eyes
impressive.
left and right. Probably just made it up on the spot.
Well, that's good. If there's plenty of trees to go around.
Yeah. All right. So, are you guys trying to figure out more about talk with the people here about the wolf problem? Or nah, that's not our problem. They're all making this stuff up.
I mean, I'm the town guard. It's literally my problem.
Yeah, I'm a hunter. I would like if there's prey around. So yes, of course we research about that.
It sounds dangerous, so I want to get involved.
All right. You spend, you spend like a good hour going from door to door, opening up, hey, have you heard of the good word of the grain? And like they slam the door shut. And like some of them are like, ooh, are those good berries? So you
You like a good berry.
you roll me a 1d4, Bea.
I'll roll a 1d4.
That's how many toes you lose.
No, God.
Don't be so bad.
Yeah, you have to, trade 3 good wares for some nice information. But you get to talk to several people. Akur is also like in the background. They like wave at him awkwardly. Like, I swear I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing.
What didn't you do?
I'm only asking for information. So I'm not here to. Well, I'm here to help today. So.
Look,
Just
I
be
swear
open.
I didn't steal my neighbor's meat last night.
Okay, for now.
So yeah, the wolves, yeah, they know words and got a mighty vocabulary, says like one of the people with pointed teeth. And another dude is like, I've ruined stones. They caught Fair Sill and her lovely brother Finn the other day, who bears more than a passing resemblance. Oh wait. I'm trying to read block text, but it doesn't make sense when I try to make it up myself too. Yeah, like all the people here, like the halflings and the humans, they look very similar to each other. For no particular reason at all. As I look into the camera. And a fourth one who looks like their sister chimes in. Dang, Winter Wolves say they ain't giving them back till the town caught up King's ransom in food and gold. This town barely got enough to feed its own. There ain't no gold. Ain't no one allowed to leave town. Them wolves vow to kill anyone who tries.
So you're telling me wolves have taken your friends hostage?
Aye.
You could have told me that a bit sooner, since it's kind of my job to protect the village.
I'm so sorry, Akor. I only just read the block text now. Got her.
What's a block text?
I don't know.
Ask my character.
The elf in the background starts coughing and dies from it.
Again.
I'm just going to grab some water quickly. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, then, now that we know of the problem, where are these wolves? Do they travel around? Do they stay in the same place? How did they take anyone hostage? They can't tie them up.
They're
Why
giant
wolves
wolves.
don't take people hostage, they eat them.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Maybe
that,
someone is
but people are
controlling.
telling us that these wolves are speaking and they're taking people hostage.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not sure how.
Maybe these wolves are just kobolds dressed up in wolf pelts.
Well,
Or
maybe
werewolves.
maybe you should speak to the speaker.
the speaker.
Yeah, our speaker.
The one with the microphone?
No, that's what we call the one who leads the town, also known as the leader, and
The speaker, right?
Yeah, he speaks for us
You speak for yourself.
at the 10 town meetings. It would be awfully inconvenient if we send everybody in the town for the 10 town meeting. So we pick a speaker.
I mean, yes, everyone. Yep. I know I've only been in this village for about 9.5 years, so I'm practically a newcomer. But
I'm
you
trying
could
to
tell me about these things, and if I'm supposed to protect the town from the outside. So
Well,
I guess we should.
You didn't look like somebody who could help us with like horse-sized wolves. They're like this big, and he like raises his arms like, whoa.
Talking to the guy who basically never leaves his
Yes.
house without armor and the rapier on his side.
Yes.
Just basically shoots him in a completely unbelieving look. It just completely ignores the comment. So then,
Right.
guess we should
Maybe
get to
you
the
should
speaker.
invite him.
All right. Yeah, you know
Find
the
out what
name
there
of
is
the
to find out.
speaker, which I have spelled in the chat for you.
Oh god, Forgotten Realms names.
Edgar
Edgar
Durmut.
Dermot. Yes.
Oh yes, speaker dermy.
Well then, let's head to Edgar. Get all the information on
Edgar.
these wolves we can find and see what we can do there.
All right. Oh yeah,
Agreed?
she is a woman. I just had to make sure who Edgar is.
Not Edgar, Edgar.
Yes. Oh no, Edgar. She's a plain-spoken trapper, getting on in years. So yeah, she's of the older type. And yeah, you meet up with the speaker. She opens the door herself and sees Akor. Ah, nice to see you for a visit.
Mhm. So, talking wolves taking villagers hostage. Any info on that?
Mm-hmm.
Directly to the point.
What okay, I mean, sure, let's talk about it. Wolves? Nah, that's not possible. What kind of wolves can even talk? I've never heard anything about that. I'm pretty sure that
I
missing
have
teenagers.
heard lots of that from the villagers, so who knows?
Look, I just think that those teenagers went out there and died. Can't be any some winter wolves. I mean, they're not about to give food to the winter wolves when we can barely feed ourselves.
How about we just check, and if it's winter wolves, we hunt it and then we have food.
Yeah. I mean, if there be some wolves that are outside as big as horses, then sure. You have my blessing. Akor.
I mean, it sounds like dire wolves.
Take those these weird outsiders with you and solve this problem. We cannot
And I
afford
would have
to.
done this at least a 10 day ago if someone told me about the problem.
And that's why all the guards in every city are incompetent, because no one tells them when they could do their job.
Mhm.
It's not because they don't want to, it's because they can't.
I mean, it
I feel
really
sorry
sounds
for the
like
guards.
some weird ghost story they make up for hiding their own, for hiding some food for themselves. Oh no, the wolves took it from us. I had no other choice.
But well, if people are missing, gotta check on that.
That is correct, Akor. That's the right spirit. And she slaps your shoulder like hard. Slap. Go forth.
Strength of 8.
Yeah. It's whatever a stronger-ish a woman in her 50s strong is like. It's with the body of somebody who knows a hard day of work every day.
Probably the only reason I'm not flinching is because I'm wearing my armor.
Oh god, it's the Van Temple lady all over again.
All right. So, feel free to roleplay amongst yourselves as I read up on the adventure real quick.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Guard, whose name is Akura. Yes, I remember now. Are we looking for hostages or are we looking for bodies in this situation, do you think?
I mean, first of all, I think we're looking for wolves. I'm not sure yet. Talking wolves, people running away. I'm not surprised if we end up just finding bodies and nothing more, but
Well,
let's
finding
see
wolves,
what we find.
we just need some wolf bait. Granny Bear presents herself.
How do you present yourself?
Please do not
Ta-da!
it.
Theatrical flourish.
Oh wow. It's cringy.
What's up, kids? I'm hip and cool.
Hello, fellow kids.
Mm,
You know, whenever we talk and no one is looking, I am playing with stuff that I can get into my hands. So right now I'm sharpening my blade, my short sword.
All right.
I have nervous fingers.
Shing, shing, shing.
There's metal
Alright.
splitters all over the floor.
I'm sharpening it. That it should not splinter any metal. It's
You know,
fine.
there's a point where you sharpen it too much.
Yes, I know. Could make it more authentic. I could just get one of my blades.
Please don't show any weapons on stream.
Aww.
That would be a no-no, to use the grandmother technical term.
It's not even sharp.
Do you think YouTube or any well, YouTube has scholar agreement on the others, so they don't give a fuck.
Ting, ting.
I need more time, guys. Come on.
Well, I'm the quiet elf now. I'm not Amber, so I'm just gonna sit there and read my books.
Are you fine, Renan? Rhiannon? I'm not fine.
Rhiannon?
Yes. Can I just say Rhea?
No.
Why not? It's shorter. It's easier to say. I'm a dumb person.
Only family is allowed to say that, and you're not family.
Damn.
What about Rio?
What?
It's like Rio except with an O.
No.
But it sounds cute. It would fit you.
I wasn't sure if I should
Basically.
finish that yawning or. Well, I don't have anything interesting to say right now, so.
That's okay, Rhiannon.
I mean, I could ask you how's the weather, but I know how it is.
That's
The weather
pretty
is
awful.
It's garbage.
so cool.
Girl,
The weather's so icy. So what was your meal last evening? Your dinner?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it was soup. I had whale oil and gooseberry soup.
Oh. You feed yourself with good berry whale oil soup? How does this taste like?
Just a sample of all the things I have available to me. Stuff that gets donated. It's a little bit of potluck sometimes.
I managed to catch a rabbit. A single tiny rabbit last
You
evening.
went for a rabbit. I haven't seen a rabbit in these parts in years.
I tried making a
especially
stew.
since you're all here for a few months.
I'm not sure if you haven't seen the rabbit because it's not there or because you just have bad eyes by now.
Hmm.
I do have bad eyes. This is canon.
I still have some broth next time I can Can't donate it. Granny Bear.
You've got some fermented what now?
I still have some broth left over
Some broth.
Cold
from the
broth.
What's a broth?
broth.
Oh, broth. I see. I understand.
Yeah, talking. It's hard.
A broth. It's half a brother.
Oh, we're not
I do have a brother, but still.
right. Not in the shrine. The grandmother wouldn't approve. I don't think. Well, I mean, she is all about, those sick gains.
Yes, and
Sick
bone broth is very
gains.
good for the sick gains.
Common is not really my good language. Sometimes I may slip into infernal. Don't be alarmed when that happens.
No worries.
Immediately alarmed when it happens.
So you two are both native to the north, I guess. You three? Or just you two? Three? Two.
I don't know if three, I think, right?
Can you force the stop moving for a second?
Yeah, so.
Well, yes, snow elves are mostly native to the north, so
They should be, right? I'm not sure. I didn't know you are a snow elf. You don't talk about yourself much.
I don't talk much at all right now. Well,
Perhaps would like to hear another sermon from the grandmother.
no, thank you.
All right. So, are you praying to the grandmother,
Again,
Granny Bear?
Well, I mean, have you heard the good word of the grandmother?
I would
The
like
good
you
grain?
to
Yes,
roll
I
me
have.
a religion check with your wisdom.
All right, here I go. I'm doing my spiel. In the beginning, there was a grain, and the grain was good, and the grain filled the land, and the land was empty, and the bellies were full. Where's the religion? Here it is.
Yes. Change the from
Yes.
intelligence to wisdom. So, add whatever the bonus is.
Oh, okay, that's fine. My bonus is instead of a -1, it is a +3.
Plus
Oh,
3.
nice.
Okay.
That's a 22-ish, I think.
As you pray
24.
to the grandmother, you are filled with a sensation of like how do I describe this? With a
Content.
sensation of fear, like a prey who is being cornered, with no ability to escape before his final moment comes. And it takes you like by surprise. And you shake out of that feeling. And you see that all of your friends are like looking at you weirdly because you stopped talking for no reason.
Friends, I have had a premonition.
You're fine.
No, you didn't just fall asleep.
And it that like it in that vision was definitely like the sensation of like 2 sets of icy piercing blue eyes. Like behind a blizzard. Like
It was
a growling sound. It's definitely, like, oh shit.
It might have been a little bit of a whale oil dream, to use the technical term. But it was this strange feeling that overcame me.
What
Yeah.
did you see?
I saw two majestic blue eyes looking at me from across the yonder, piercing into my soul.
That sounds terrifying.
That doesn't sound healthy.
It was awesome.
So, I mean, are you okay if I just tell you what you read out of this? Because I'm trying to be ominous and vague, but also.
That's fine.
Make an
Alright.
intelligence check.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I see. Is this is way too high level encounter for your party thing?
Yes. This is definitely like a warning sign, like, oh yes, you can do this and die.
Well,
Hmm.
that would be very interesting and scientifically futile.
Only too bad that that's what Granny Bia wants.
Guys, I know what we're gonna do today. Maybe I should go look for these wolves by myself, and you guys can just stay behind.
And
You know,
do what? Twiddle our thumbs?
you guys can look after the townspeople while I negotiate with the wolves.
You know they are wolves.
It sounds like a bad idea. Can you even handle animals on your own? Did you ever handle animals in your life before?
What an interesting question. I obviously have experience in the farmyard, uh, cattle, things like that.
Now I gotta tell you that's different from wolves. Oh, all bears. I lived in these woods before they froze over, more or less. You don't want to go into a forest full of wolves without knowing how to handle them.
Hmm. In any case, I think the recommendation from the big G upstairs is,
Gain
maybe
mother.
go after the big grey mother upstairs.
First, you must lift before you face the wolves.
Okay, let's face the wolves. No,
Maybe we should do like a fitness routine before we go after this wolf. Are you guys familiar with a training montage?
Your daily workout as sermon to the Gain Mother.
I feel like I should say Beer is quite strong. she's got the muscles.
Gains. Alright, guys. Yes, we can do this, and nobody will survive.
Yeah, I rather survive.
As I am recognizing the faults in my plan of starting you in Dugan's soul.
Yeah, why do you start us here when it's just going to kill us?
just make it easier for us.
So they
Could
are
have started us where you started the last party, where just one person would die.
so how about this? So you surmise a core. I mean, wolves are dangerous in a pack. A winter wolf, like if they are truly as big as a horse, will be too much for how experienced you are in your current state, even if you bring companions with you. And they have said that they have like seen several of them, like at least two. If they are not wolves, then this is easy peasy and not a problem at all.
I mean, the problem is for our characters now. It would probably be more helpful to not just give us a reason not to do this, but give us something else to do.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
as Town Guard and all, my character has no reason to not do this.
Rhiannon, do
Could go
you
out and try to track them and see with our own 8 eyes.
There is something else we can
From
do.
afar.
Yes, from afar, because if we go too close, we get eaten.
What about looking into potential burglary? Would that be something on your list of priorities? Wasn't there someone who was saying that they didn't steal anything? Maybe we should keep like a liquor or something.
Yeah, the person that didn't steal anything from the neighbor.
These are tough times. People will do extreme things.
I mean, yep, that's. I'm just here to protect the town from the outside, not from itself. What idiots do to each other is their problem.
Honestly,
Rhiannon,
can you blame them right now?
Maybe we can reinforce some of the what's it called? The defenses of the town.
Were there ever any?
Let me just have a look at the map.
If this town doesn't have at least some palisades, this town is fucked.
I
They
mean,
do
Even
not.
if it has, it's fucked.
I mean, if they had, then it would be snow covered and like under the snow. Nope.
Yep,
The only thing the town has are the 20 stones of ruin.
What are they, anyways?
mm,
I
who
don't
are
know.
they?
Well, good that you ask. Let me read up what they are.
You guys haven't been to the 20 Stones of Thrun yet?
The
It's
20
like
stones of who?
of Thrun. They're like the big tourist attraction.
Do I
Oh,
look
yeah.
like a tourist
Wait.
to you?
I
Wait,
mean,
Playtime has a
She
tourist
doesn't look like one of
attraction. What
those
the hell?
red-faced folk that live here. So...
oh, yeah, you look like a tourist.
I take that as an insult because I choose to do so.
Given how the rest of this village looks, you should rather take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You go to the stones. They are 19 stones set up in a circle on a hill, with on the hilltop being one real big stone. It's like they are crudely fashioned granite menhirs arranged in a rough triangle. The single stone being the formation center. And yeah, the people here believe that those stones have been here before the town's founder arrived.
pretty neat, huh?
Yeah, and the town's founder is a John Duffan named Dugan Dubrace. I will type this out for your notes-taking pleasures. Who first happened upon this fishing spot? Yeah, the scholars have tried to research the origin of the structure's name, but all they have found are allusions to a creature named Thrun in the oldest legends of the northern folk. Some speculate that, well, for that, let's roll a religion check. What scholars speculate about Thrun?
What do I think?
I would say a
Well,
core
if
could
scholars are
roll.
speculating about it, probably a bookworm would know.
Yeah, Akor, you can roll because you're from this region. Rhiannon, you can roll because you're book smart.
And from this region.
Religion?
Religion. The shit I'm not proficient in.
Yes.
I choose to take the one because it would be funnier.
So, all of you, Bea gets something extra. No, wait, Bea, you need to roll as well. Right? That's like the old
I'm sorry,
roll.
I thought you were doing the others, but I'll roll as well.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you.
No,
I'm
that
following
might be
you,
why
Will.
I came to this town.
Tell me all about this rune fella.
What's the deal with all these runes?
It's like, they're like, I don't know. All right,
Right.
yeah.
I'm 19.
Granny Bea, I mean, yeah, I think, let's see. Yes, Rhiannon and Akur. Yeah, they speculated Froon was a god, like an old one. But Granny Bear, you have also heard that some believe that it's a destructive elemental spirit bound to this location by ancient druidic magic.
Mm.
Both can be true.
Okay, who wants the Warlock Pact?
I already have a pact with a dragon, so I'm out.
Hello,
I mean,
basic
I could-
braining. I had my Rime game last night. My party is convinced they're doomed. Well, yes, this sounds like a Rime of the Frostmaiden, alright.
I mean, I'm
We
kind of.
do.
I was convinced that this party is doomed the moment you started to GM it.
Nah, don't
So-
be such a worry, Raj. We are not doomed unless we go to the wolves.
Rhiannon, tell me a bit, like, what do you know about your previous travel companion? Like, what were you around for?
You mean including session 2?
Yeah.
They wanted to visit some weird shrines. I wanted to visit them shrines because they visited them, so I wanted them to show them to me. The rest I forgot because the shrine was the only thing that was interesting of all the things to say.
Rhiannon, you remember that they were looking for what they believe to be the murderer of crimes that have been committed in the bigger towns of 10 towns.
Oh, right, the murderer.
But that dwarf woman who asked you to take care of him did involve the town's guard involved. And then she will pay you a handsome reward. Now, I will tell you that you might have noticed a small camp set up in town of, dog sleds and a small bazaar being set up of wares being bought and sold.
A gift shop.
No, a murder troop.
They might sell food or be willing to barter for some.
Why are you still so desperate to find food? You got your good berries.
Let's check it out. I check it out right there, arguing.
It wouldn't be, it's not the Grey Mother's way just to hand out food. You have to provide food for yourself. But in times of great need, she will.
Anyone want to buy food? I sell food.
Oh, there we go.
I'm already checking
mean-
out.
I'm not a hunter and I got food at home because, well, someone else
Hen-
does the hunting and I do the reading and writing and magic.
All right. So you see a
I'm
dwarf
thirsty. I'm gonna...
that is handling his shop. It's like a dog sled he pulls around with all kinds of stuff, and he claps out like a wooden contraption to display an assortment of things. With it, you can see like turkey, fresh meats, an assortment of little tools, like scrimshaw items. Wait, we did establish what scrimshawing is. Do you remember, Unicorn? That's the for carving tools out of ivory, I believe.
Yes.
Or whalebone, whale tusks and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly.
Making bollocks out of bones.
And yeah, the dwarf greets her. Hey, young. You're dude, right? Playing a dude? Erwin?
No, it's a female this time.
Okay. I'm trying to discern your two characters that you're both starting to play in the same week. So
Yeah, the next character's male.
okay, yeah. So this is the tiefling character.
Yes.
Hello, young devil. How are you doing?
Young devil, you say. I'm doing devilish good. How about you? What do you have to offer today?
Well, it's cold as fuck outside, so I hope to make business soon and get some place where I
And
don't have to get a cold. What are you looking for? I have everything that you can imagine. And he pulls out like a pair of socks made out of wool. They're like
Ooh,
do I
bright.
have a psionically charged crystal that allows me short range telepathy?
That is a very specific request. I don't think that I carry some such.
Then you don't have anything that I could imagine at your practice and false advertisement.
be nice.
Your Baldurian rules don't count up here.
What's a Baldurian?
Tourist.
I'm from the north.
You must live very far north.
So,
Yes.
I could help you. Maybe you want to buy, and he pulls up a pair of snowshoes. Those are very practical around here.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
why.
has snowshoes.
Yeah, that's why basically everyone already has some.
Well, a spare pair would never go amiss.
It's only 2 gold pieces a pair.
Can I ask a question?
No.
But of course, old woman.
This is
Yeah,
Uno.
you're really ancient, are you?
Uno or Theo is going to look over these wares and see if any of them look like familiar or like suspicious. Because I'm getting some suspicious vibes from this guy.
Roll me. What would this be? Roll me a perception check.
Inside?
Insight, yes. Insight works for sure.
Either or works.
Both work for me.
Okay. 20 insight. How about that?
Ooh, 20 insight. Yeah, you get like a slimy feeling from this dwarf. He doesn't seem to be like an honest folk. You're trying to keep your dwarf racism in check, but he seems definitely to be a greedy sort who likes to bother and make as much money as possible, seizing on the opportunity of the poor townspeople of the 10 towns and selling wares way overpriced than what they're actually worth, simply because economy is like rarely a thing.
And not functioning.
Is it illegal? No. Is he super slimy and shady? Yes.
Where are you traveling from, stranger?
Well, of course, I came down from Goodmead. There's no other road that leads to this shithole.
Is he so slimy his lower half is a gelatinous cube?
No.
Yeah.
You cannot see his lower half. It's underneath the dog sled.
I can walk around the sled and look at it.
You walk around the sled, there's like another compartment with stuff set out for you to look at.
I will look at the stuff.
Alright, roll me a D100.
Oh yeah, I wanna peruse as well. I wanna see what you got.
At a 100, I get hit by lightning.
No, not again.
Yes.
I also look.
Every time Zonala tells you to roll a D100 or something, at a 100 you get hit by lightning.
That's not true. It's a D1000.
Well, sometimes you get hit by a fireball.
Are we all rolling a D100 or just these two?
If you're perusing his wares, you can also roll D100.
I would love to peruse.
I love perusing.
Everyone wants to peruse.
Look at all the things to buy.
I'm scrolling real quick. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Rhiannon, you see a tiny silver icon of a raven.
Does that tell me anything?
It is a tiny silver icon of a raven. It looks very pretty.
If I punch it into a werewolf's heart, will he die?
Well, it's true silver if you ask me, so of course, if the legends work as they do.
Most of the times they do.
It probably raises the value of this silver icon then. I'd say, for the price of a silver icon, what about 8 silver coins?
Well, have you heard of any werewolves nearby lately?
Oh, there have been rumors about wolves, aye.
Yeah, but werewolves.
Well, if there were any wolves, then they would be werewolves, no, wouldn't they?
No, they wouldn't.
Who knows? Maybe they walk on 2 feet. I heard the wolves talk.
Well, I know people that talk to fish, so
Do
I
fish
just
talk back?
cast that.
You talk to fish?
no, I know people that do that.
Okay.
They're called druids.
I was gonna
I
say,
just cursed fish.
Erwin, you look at a petrified mouse.
a snack.
It's petrified as in stone, not as in ice.
Oh,
Reverend Lovecraft, you see a pair of old socks.
I already have one of those.
One of them. And Granny Bea, you picked up a pyramid of sticky black incense that smells very bad.
Ew.
this is whale oil.
Ah, no, that's not whale oil. I don't know what it
It's
is,
smell
but
oil.
it's certainly unique. Wanna buy it?
I'm not entirely sure
It
what
might
it's
be very useful. I've heard that you do some sort of communion here. Like living up the town.
Can I take a look at it to discern its
Here, you have a look. I'll
Sure.
hand it over.
viscosity?
Roll me on, I would say, just an intelligence check.
Okay, then I roll you just an intelligence check. Where's my just an intelligence? I don't have just an intelligence.
Yes.
I have this intelligence.
So, this will work as incense for anything that would use incense as a material component. But the smell is like really ugly. It's like whoever created this either has no taste or the taste is not the taste of human noses.
So this is pungent incense.
Yes. Like in the shape of a pyramid.
Congratulations, it's pyramid-shaped, pungent, stinky incense.
Hmm.
You can probably scare some animals away with this.
If you guys have any idea
And
of
people.
what a bad smell it could be, I'm open to suggestions.
Baby
Julian, mix.
poopy diaper.
Oh,
Please no. Poopy diaper incense. That's a little bit.
Julian fruit mixed with alcohol.
Surely like sulfur, I was thinking.
Sulfur, that's just or rotten eggs.
Yeah, that's not that bad actually.
How about we
Sulfur's not
take the
that
rotten
bad.
eggs plus the durian?
You know what? Do you know what's pungent? That what was it? Oh no, I forgot it right now. I got it. Damn it! The chemical assistant forgot how it's called. But it's not sulfur. That's so terrible smelling.
Ammoniac?
Yes, that's terrible. That goes right through your nose, and then you're no longer having
I'll
smell
never
issues.
smell anything else again in your.
You don't want to smell anything else. It's like yucky.
What do you think, Colin?
It's your
Well,
money. If you want it, then buy it. If you want to stink up the place, that's your business.
Might
when
be.
in doubt, burn it outside. I don't know, it might be cheaper than usual incense if it smells that bad.
It might make good repellent for wolves. I know
I mean,
that.
also if you cast any spells that use incense, the discounts probably.
I'm sure I have spells that involve incense. I can't remember any off the top of my head. How much is it for this curious incense you've got here? And where did you come across it?
Also, if you sell it, I take a 25% fee for my.
I trade things here and there. Yeah, get around, I don't really like to give away my secrets.
Well, you gotta do a sales pitch, surely. Like, is it from the sea? Is it got a long and esoteric backstory attached to it?
Probably.
And how many
You're
silver
kind of
pieces?
shit at selling your wares.
He like looks at you and then sees like the town guard insignia and he's like, well, you don't have to buy if you don't need any food. And he like decidedly like pulls the jerky like back from you.
Interesting.
Well,
but
for you, I
still-
make a hammer deal. Only 2 gold pieces for this incense. What do you
Well, the
say?
thing is, let me just check how much money I have.
You pull out
Does
your
this seem
heavy
like a
sack
sensible
of
price
gold.
for that?
Incense is like sold as in amount. So, like you buy 50 gold worth of incense instead of a kilo of incense costs 50 gold.
Yeah, is that a sensible amount of incense for 2 gold?
Oh, of what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Do you have like a sense of trade, like economy as like the hobgoblin character?
Somewhat. Before I was here, I probably got around a lot and would have bartered a lot, so
You
would have
can
at least.
you can roll me an insight check to like read him about the price, like if he thinks this is fair.
13.
He's hard to read, and he's using a lot of big words when he talks. So who knows?
Are his words bigger than mine? I
Compensating.
have
What
the
is this, a
best
war
words. I have the
contest?
smartest words.
I will give you 5 silver pieces for this item.
What? That's so. Oh no, lady. It's 2 gold pieces if you really want it.
Well, I'm not sure if I do. It doesn't smell very good, and it's not particularly high quality, as you've dissuaded.
Oh, it's of the highest of quality. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that other people don't. Surely smells different than the winter, where nothing smells, because there's nothing at all.
Okay, what makes your particular kind of incense there worth 2 pieces of gold?
Well, of course, I have to make my return of investment, and it's very hard to come by. You will never have the chance again to buy this particular incense in Dugan's Hole.
Of course, but as you must understand, there's a little bit of an economic shortage. I'm afraid I don't have the kind of funds available that you're requesting. If 5 silver pieces is really much as I can spare.
I hope you understand the irony of your sentence. Yes, we will never have the opportunity to buy it here, but we will have the opportunity to buy it in the next town over.
Granny Bia, what do you want to pay? Like five silver? Is that the hill you're dying on?
Sure, I mean, that's how bargaining works. You just say a number and then walk away if they don't take it.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Then roll me a persuasion check. This is very difficult. Roll me a 20 or higher.
I would definitely try to help with that.
Yes, you can give her
gonna be-
advantage. But
gonna
the
be a
way that
one
the way that you're setting up this argument is 5 silver, or he's going to not sell it to you.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping that he budges down on his price and offers a more reasonable price as well.
Yeah. So he's not doing that. It's definitely cutthroat.
You have your hill to die on, he has his hill to die on.
Yes.
Mm.
This is
That's
the
an-
battle for Bunker Hill all
So,
over
so
again.
you are engaging in a haggling with a dwarf, and every time you bring an argument, he brings up a more ridiculous but maybe correct counter argument from the point of view of a dwarf. But you see, this could be the incense that you burn on your mother's grave. Well, on your daughter's grave, probably. So, stuff like
Or
that.
on her own grave.
Well, you
Yeah.
never know when you will lie and could use some incense to burn for your corpse. Just so the people don't smell the rot of yourself during the. Well, his arguments are better than mine. Imagine he says smart stuff.
You are very persuasive. You have persuaded me not to buy this. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Do you want some jerky?
How much is the jerky?
Too
Double
much.
No, it's a 1 gold piece for a ration.
That
1
is-
gold piece for a ration. How much is a ration normally?
5 silver.
Yeah, this is a markup of about 100%.
I would say with the current situation and the difficulty of getting food, maybe a 50% markup would be reasonable.
I don't think this guy is being particularly reasonable. He's a little bit snobby.
I mean, you could just do the thing that makes every trader antsy, and that is going away
Hmm.
without buying anything.
So the thing
Just
is,
make
you
good
both
berries right in
recognize
front of him.
there's no other shop in this town to walk towards to and do trade instead.
Yeah, because it's a shithole.
The Torque.
This is not a
Torque and-
village.
yeah.
This is an assortment of huts in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. Yes. Welcome to
The
Icewind
problem is
Dale.
that that's all villages up here.
Yes.
I have an
So there's not
idea.
really much options to buy.
So okay, let's say a big village, 800 people, maybe 2,000. This village, 50.
I have a bit of an idea. Just make good berries right in front of him and bite into one as you walk away.
You see this? I can
Are
sell
you
these for five.
suggesting to scam the trader out of his trading?
I
Oh,
already have 6
That's-
left.
Hey, stop doing that. That's competition. We can't have this here.
it's the player's idea. The character card suggested with an intelligence of 8, I think.
Rhiannon, you notice that a guy, a human, who is wearing light clothing, not covered in, the big fur mantles and heavy weather gear, but wearing like a usual quite swanky leather vest and jeans and boots, like with his shirt rolled up over his elbow at the sleeves of the shirt. He's carrying like some of the boxes and opening them up to present them for buying or selling. Currently, he's setting up like an assortment of weapons, mostly like a short bow, like stacks of like a quiver of arrows. But it fits the description of what the dwarf woman told you. This is Sefak Caltro, the suspect that she wants to have assassinated for the bounty.
So this is the person she suspects be the murderer, or that we all know is a murderer?
So she brings from the conversation, it's like, oh yeah, they 3 people died in 3 different towns, and they all died like through an icicle, basically, and he is a dude that doesn't really who the cold doesn't bother him anyways. So
Well, I'm not bothered by the cold too.
So there is a strong suggestion that he is in league with the Frostmaiden to encourage that the town sacrifice towards her. She doesn't like. You don't have empirical data about this from a scholar's standpoint to judge his guilt or not. But he does not appear to be wearing a weapon on him.
Well, if he conjures icicles from the nothing, then he doesn't need them. Also, I just noticed I made a fatal mistake. That is writing your character names on, because you're all too lazy to write them down in a place where everyone can read them all the time.
What?
I think mine.
Your name is visible, very visible. But I don't know how any of the other characters are on the card right now.
You can watch the stream. It's Granny Bia, Erwin, and Akor. And Rihanna.
How do you write that?
Also Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master's not a name. Also, your profile icon is still very wrong.
My what?
Your icon in the profile in the lower left of row 20.
Oh yeah,
that you
I
can
have those
see.
turned off. Why are you
Yeah,
looking?
it's better that you do that.
So yeah, he's setting up the shop and watches over and says, hope good trading. Like gives a small wave, like saunters away with like a small whistle with him.
That's
It's
a murderous whistle.
Nothing to suspect here, whistle. Do you guys wish to what do you guys wish to do, or are you kind of lost what to do here?
Well, I wish to talk to a person whose name I currently don't know.
Is it a con or the other one? Aaron.
Yeah.
Erwin.
Or is it me? Granny Bear?
Erwin.
No, I would like to talk to Akura. Take him by the sides.
Akor,
And
you're being
answer-
taken away by an elf.
Yes. By an evil elf.
All right. For some reason, all
Evil
of the
elf.
camera positions switched again.
I didn't do anything.
Again,
What is it?
I'm
Stop bollocking it
not
up.
guilty.
Oh, did you turn it off and on again? Like it's okay, but I will have to figure out how to solve this because oh wow. Don't worry about it.
I don't even know how Discord sorts this out, because
Yeah, I think it's bollocks. Is what I think. I believe it's a general problem, not a you problem.
I heard some other people have it too.
Yes.
I'm tired.
Akor,
go to
you're
bed?
being kidnapped by a snow elf. What do you
Yes.
do?
I will sacrifice you to the Great Dragon.
Okay.
You're being attacked by two winter wolves on the road out.
Well, we take the underground route, so we are attacked by underground wolves. Mole rats.
Mole
God.
rats.
No, I will point at the guy whose name I already forgot, because my notes are very, very. What's another word for having big holes?
Cheesy? I don't know.
It's okay, I will help you with this image.
Oh, it's
Yes.
an NPC with an image.
Yes, and he has glowing blue
Ooh.
eyes apparently.
This is why you know he's guilty.
he definitely
He
has
has
a
an
sword.
image.
Yeah.
Look at that sword.
Yes, this
They have
person
health
over
bar.
there, he is wanted in another of the towns for suspected murder. And it's very likely that he's going to kill someone here. But I have no definitive proof at the moment.
Would I know anything about? Has any message reached me about any kind of problems from other villages.
Well, I can tell him the towns from which the murders happened, right?
So this will definitely depend on how well you connect yourself with the other towns, because the default is we don't connect at all. Every town does their own business. We coexist, but we don't like really. There's like a minimum forwardness coming from here, and some towns like each other better. Some towns don't like each other at all. You can definitely give me a check. Sometimes people have to travel. Some merchants come down to Duganshole because it's a shit place where people have it poor, which makes them malleable for trading because they have to.
Yeah, I would definitely try to get information from anywhere that's not here, and maybe even somewhere from the south. But generally, I like to be informed about what's going on in the other villages.
Okay. Roll me history or insight check.
I wanted to make a joke about all the villages having AT&T as a provider because they're all disconnected. But only Americans get that joke.
Oof. Yes, we don't know what that feels like.
Yes, we have stable phone connections here.
Okay, let's try with history.
It has a very good phone
Ooh.
connection, despite being, so far in the wild. It's Iceland.
Hmm.
Iceland has perfect connectivity in the
So
middle
yes.
of nowhere.
okay, so this is what happens. You do have like you've read through like one of the very few formal reports that are getting shared between the towns in case, like a murder happens and they have a suspect. Like that's not the case here. But you did at some point your like duty to go through some of the paperwork because nobody else is here to do it. Like nobody cares. But you thought like, it's a Sunday afternoon. I have nothing better to do. It's fucking cold outside. Let's do some of the
Or
paperwork.
any other afternoon.
Yes. Where it was stated that there are different reports from 3 different towns of a murder that happened. Like a townsfolk has been found dead in the city. Let me find the names real quick. Which towns those are? It's a halfling trapper from East Haven, found dead. Death unknown. So like covered in water, frozen into his clothing. A human shipbuilder in Targus, icicle found in his back. A dwarf glassblower in Brinchender. Also, what looks to be like impaled with an icicle through the eye.
So then, if Rhiannon is basically giving me the descriptions of the people I've already heard of,
Yes.
I would probably make the sensible connection that they've been killed with ice, because I'm not completely stupid.
Also, I can tell you this because I'm very proficient with cold stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff. I cold magic.
No, not cold magic. It's fire magic.
No.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's cold enough. I don't need to add to it.
So there has been no report from the guards, from the 10 town guards. That's like, oh, we're looking for this dude or anything like that. It's a mystery that has been like set aside as no credible evidence found, and laid to rest within 2 days because who can spend time on murder mystery solving? That's something for like the crazy city folk. Got enough problems.
Good thing I'm here then.
Yeah, yeah. Are you going to bust the case wide open now, Core?
Basically, just for now asking Rhiannon, why do you think it was him?
He fits the description. Also, he has an NPC character, which makes him instantly
My
suspicious.
God.
I mean, everyone who's not us is an NPC, so that's kind of.
Also, do you see how he's running around?
Have you looked at yourself?
Well, I'm
I
using
mean,
him.
if that's a reason for suspicion, I should be looking into you as well. So,
I don't use eyes to kill people.
no, when it did, you
But
use
you
something
kill
else.
people.
But well, definitely.
Also, I'm a snow elf and that's a human. And humans are provingly not accustomed to living in temperature's dead code.
Yes, that
you
is a
did
good
notice
point.
he is not wearing a no coat, no scarf, and no gloves, which is definitely strange for humans.
Hmm.
And he's not a snow elf, and because if he had pointy ears and fluff on the ears.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should. So, what do you suggest doing? Just stabbing
Abuse the
him in the
abuse
face
the
on the
full
spot,
extent
or
of the law. Lock him up for no apparent reason. He might have been a murderer.
Well, there's two approaches. Either we confront him here on the spot and have him deny everything we accuse him of, or we shadow him and see if he tries to murder anyone.
do you have
I'm
any
pretty-
idea who he is would try to murder here? That would help us just not
Well,
running
there was
after him
no-
and maybe losing him.
There was no connection between the other victims, right, Sanada?
Oh, there was, but I mean, if you forgot about it, then I don't know if I should tell you again or not.
Well, I forgot everything about that guy because I didn't make notes aside from the player character's name, which is useless by now.
Okay, so, well, let's see. So the connection is, would be this. Like, Rhiannon would know because that's what she has been told. That the victims come from the only 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frostmaiden on nights of the new moon. And this is what passes as civilized behavior in Icewind Dale. And she would surmise like the victims may have found a way to keep their names out of the drawing lot, and Sefek found out that they were cheating and killed them in the name of the Frostmaiden. Or like trying to duke the lottery of, okay, let's draw the name of who is getting sacrificed to the goddess of winter.
Do we sacrifice? So, I guess if he's here and if that would be true, do we sacrifice people here too?
At the night of the new moon, if your town is too pure to sacrifice people, to like still survive, then you would sacrifice food. If you don't have any food to sacrifice, that you would starve, yeah, you sacrifice warmth instead. And that's what Dugan Soul do. At every night of the full moon, you cannot light up anything. You have to like huddle together for warmth for the night. And hopefully survive. As an offering to the Frostmaiden.
So did people die through this already?
Ooh, I would, so like all the people here are used to live through the winters. They just aren't used for the winter to stay 2 years. So outsiders may have frozen to death because nobody would cuddle with them during the night.
But how would anyone dupe the Frostmaiden by not doing that?
By lighting
If
a
they-
fire.
Like you sacrifice the fire for the night, and that's the sacrifice is warmth.
Oh, okay.
The
Like okay,
sacrifice is by not turning the
yeah.
stove on or something.
Yes.
So if someone made a fire to survive the night, they practically cheated.
Oh, there
Yeah.
would be capital punishment for that, and Echo would be the executioner.
So if you see is the extended arm of the Frostmaiden, and the problem I have with this, my dear friend, if you allow me to say so, is that I was tasked to not involve the law. And you are pretty much the law.
Yeah, but I'm also the extent of the law, so if I don't tell anyone, no one knows the law is involved.
Well, you have your uniform, right? Or what passes
I
for a
mean,
uniform?
it's not really. I don't think, given this town is so reclusive, I
You
don't think
have
there's
like
an official guard on uniform. It's more or
it's
less
like the
my old
sheriff.
uniform
Yeah. It's like
that
the
I am
sheriff's star,
wearing.
but something else, not a star.
I mean, you could just renounce your position after we did the fact, so the law would not be
Wow!
involved anymore.
Oh my god! Give up your stable job.
Hmm.
I mean, he's obviously in for the job as an adventurer, so
Well, but basically, I don't think in a town like this I would even have or really need an insignia to be a town guard.
you're the guy with the weapon.
Like, I'm the only town guard. Everyone
Yeah.
knows I'm a town guard. I don't need any insignia for that.
Yeah, you introduce yourselves by the people as, "Hey guys, I'm the town guard now," and they
Basically,
remember.
I just did the job, and more or less, I'm not an official town guard. I'm just the only guy who's doing the job.
That makes sense, actually.
So technically, I'm not the law. I'm just a bored idiot walking around town in armor.
Law.
You are the arm of the law because you decided to be so.
That's why people
Well,
like
you're not the
Hellhound
boss
so
of me,
much.
so I don't give a shit.
I'm not the boss of anyone. I have my own. I have my own boss to report to. So
Hey, Aaron.
Uh-huh.
What are those two talking about? They've been going at it for a while.
You hear?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they're flirting or something.
Ooh, they would make a cute couple, don't you think?
this cup.
Oh,
I
I
think we
think
don't hear
you're right.
anything of that.
That they would be.
Do a
cute
perception check over
couple.
the holy wind.
Well, you look like a strapping young lad. What was your name actually? I don't remember.
Granny Beer.
No, the dude.
There's
What?
only
I mean,
one dude in
The
this
forked
party.
tongue.
Expect we're several feet away, so we're talking in private. So I hope we would have noticed if the dwarf would have just followed us to talk
No,
to me.
the dwarf is asking Erwin. No, wait, that's a girl. Right, that's why I'm confused.
I'm the only guy in the group.
Look, yes.
Yeah.
I mean the devil.
Get your
Yes,
boots
what?
straight.
What's your name? I do not wish to call you Satan.
Who the fuck is
Yeah,
Satan?
please don't.
Wrong universe.
Please don't. That would be my mother, apparently.
I will accept another name instead of Satan, or
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
devil.
Aaron. I'm Aaron. Don't call me devil.
And
It's
her
very-
mother.
Did you see the
Her
rest
mother
of here?
is Cyrillon.
Oh
I mean,
god.
did you see the rest of the townspeople here? Devil fits a lot of them as well. So please.
He shrugs. Well, they do have like their own quirks in doing so. But look at this. You look like a young lady who gets around. Maybe you could take use of this. And he holds up like a lumberjack axe.
An axe. Really now?
Perfectly
Where is
for
it
cutting down forest woods and get your own little stockpile of woods going. So you have enough fire for the winters. Yes. Very useful
Yeah,
tool,
but-
very versatile. This axe, you can even throw it. It's perfectly balanced, like all things should be. There's like a
But-
trademark symbol happening on the screen as he says that.
Okay. You know, I'm not very impressed by an axe. Do you know how many of us have an axe?
Oh, do you have an axe with you?
Do you have an
No,
axe? I don't
I
have
have
an
2
axe.
swords.
Ah,
You
has
know
got
that
swords.
chopping a tree with swords is very inefficient.
Rhiannon starts like interfering in the conversation from around the corner. Wait,
I
there's
have
an
big
argument
ideas.
happening. I must intervene.
That's her main job.
He's
Oh,
The
trying.
main purpose of this character is to say stuff when others are talking.
Torg is trying to persuade you that having an axe with you is very useful for survival, and you should definitely purchase it from him.
I don't need an axe. I can just go home and get an axe. My family
I
has
had
an
no
axe.
idea you had a home. You kind of looked homeless to me. I didn't mean to
I take that
presume,
as an
but
insult. Darth, you are stepping on a tightrope just now.
a
I'm
tightrope.
cutting the
Have you
rope
seen these
off.
people? They don't take in any outcasts. They all look the same. I mean, they literally do look like almost the same here.
Yes, I know. You know, actually, I was taken in as a child. Infant. Whatever. Do you have something else you want to impress me with?
Ooh, tragic backstory.
I mean,
Interesting. Well, maybe I can
Just
interest
check.
you in a traveling book. And he pulls out like what could be used like as a small notebook, like it's covered with like leather bound that can be wrapped close, like with a leather strap. So take notes of the exciting happenstances happening in Dugan's Hole.
Something like that.
Yes.
I can see the slime dripping off his chin as he says this.
I'm inspecting the book.
I'm imagining him almost going super stupid racist. Unfortunately, you can't pay in human souls. I only take gold.
Oh,
Soul
wow.
coins are made of gold and contain souls.
Yeah, I can't accept any soul cards here. Nobody will trade me that. I can't turn in that kind of currency, but gold, silver, copper, or electrum currency will do.
No one pays us Electrum. Here.
Electrum, now we know he's evil.
He starts like he gets like a
Electro?
he gets 1,000-yard stare like, oh, don't worry, people do.
Oh,
Maybe we should
did you
check
have to
out.
give change before?
Maybe we should just check out the other store that's being set up. Seems
You
like
know, yeah.
There
I
is no other store though.
What did the other guy?
He's setting up for shelf or something. The guy with his sleeves rolled up.
Oh, him?
I
Oh,
was
that's Efek, my bodyguard.
Your bodyguard.
He's
Why do
very
you have
nice.
a bodyguard?
Well, I'm the one traveling from town to town. You never know when you get harassed by a bunch of wolves or something. It's also icy cold out here.
Well, he
Oh, I
doesn't seem
see. He
cold.
gives you hugs when you're cold.
He shrugs. Nah, I'm tough. Don't need nobody. He's very useful. My bladed hand.
Would you like a hug?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Just, you look like
Definitely not helping with that.
Sorry.
Roll for physical attractiveness.
No.
We're not playing
Can I-
faithfully here.
Alright, yeah, he will say, you know what? If you buy this incense for 2 gold, I will accept giving you a hug.
Dingy.
You make it sound like I'm the one getting stuff out of this hug. I was offering it as a gesture of kindness.
Why, yes, it is a gesture of kindness, don't you think? Got him.
We already established that the old granny can't pay this. You're doing your future job.
Oh, as far as I know, old ladies are overloaded with money.
Not this one. This one here is taking care of the community. You're pretty impolite to the elders here.
Okay, Granny Bear, do you wear all of your coin on your person right now?
I think everything Bia owns, she carries with her.
Okay, so this, like, everyone is trying to convince him that you don't have any gold, but he's like, you know, roguish type character. He knows you are loaded with, like,
He's
this
a
coin on
dwarf,
you
he
right
smells
now.
it.
That's not in his possession at this moment,
Can
and he wants to
smell it.
get to it. Yes, he smells it in the air.
He has gold sense. He can detect every piece of gold within 100 feet that is not in his
Detect all of the gold
not
within
in his
100.
coin purse.
All of the gold within 100 feet radius of him teleports into his coin sack.
No, that's stealing. He
Even
has to
worse.
acquire it legally, or he loses his superpowers.
All right, I'll make you a deal. I will buy your incense and 5 rations for 5 gold.
Okay, you can roll another persuasion check.
It's haggling time, baby.
Yeah, this is the second time you're haggling, so it's a bit more difficult.
Oh, well, then it's
Out
impossible.
somehow by looking
It will-
very intimidating.
Persuasion. I'm not the most persuasive, guys. Maybe someone else should be taking this.
It's almost like he's tripping over an old lady. Oh no.
Like giving candy to a baby.
Yeah, he will, he will extend a gesture of kindness and offer you 6 gold, 5 silver.
That is literally more than I can afford.
Oof. That's too bad, I guess.
So sorry. I mean, I know you think I'm rich, but I'm kind of more of a hermit old lady than a rich old lady.
Wait, so you have 6 gold, but you don't have 6 gold and 5 silver?
I have 5 gold pieces to my name, young man.
Well,
But
you can get 5 rations for 5 gold. That will do. Oh, 3 rations and the incense for 5 gold. All of which is possible.
I'm not super sold, guys. What about 4 rations and the incense?
Okay, this continues for a while. Akua and Rhiannon, have you come to a decision of what to do?
Maybe just get a bit more info. I could try to maybe
When is
get
the
it out
next
of
new
at
moon?
least.
Okay, what kind of
Okay.
info do you want to ascertain?
Basically trying to make sure the plans align that the merchant was in the towns on the days the murders happened. Basically, just talking to him. You're coming around and you're moving a lot, and like these towns. And when were you there the last time and stuff like that. And I would probably do that while just buying, let's say, 5 rations for his given price, just to kind of put him in a good mood and in a talking mood.
With Torque specifically, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, Torga Icewind will talk with you as you purchase. What do you purchase?
I'll just take 5 rations.
Alright, 5 gold pieces.
Yep.
But of course. How can I help you? She will. Let me double. It's Torga Icewind is the name of this character. Yeah, we'll tell you about Roll me a persuasion or deception check.
Oh, I'm not trying to deceive her directly. I'm just trying to get information out of her.
Exactly. You're trying to get information out of her that, like, maybe, like, it depends, like, if she sniffs, like, you trying to get something that maybe she doesn't want to share.
Only a 4.
Okay. It's a 10.
But that gives a 10. Yeah.
I think a 10 is good enough. Torga herself doesn't suspect anything. So she will, tell you, like, basically tell you about, like, what she saw happening in the other towns, and then there was this incident, and he dropped his trousers. And you get, like, a layout of the different villages they have been. Yeah. So the thing is, you can confirm the last murder that happened this month. But all the others are, like, at a distance of 1 month each. Like he cannot be at every town in a month and, commit all those murders. But you can confirm that she has been in the town of Brinchender during the week where the murder was committed, when the body was found.
But he definitely wasn't in any of the others, or...
Like you cannot keep listening to her recounting of where she was for the last 3 months. It's a long time span of, oh, and then we went to this place, and then we went to this place, and, well, then I kind of lost track, because who cares about this shit?
Okay.
But yeah, she will definitely say that she had to, like, throw in her name in Brinchender during the last of the new moon.
Oh, by the way, the question I didn't forgot to ask. I'm not sure, as still one of the newer guys in the village, if I would definitely be the one to execute people who went against Oriel.
So, I mean, in your town, it would not be execution per se. Like you have to do the sacrifice. Like, the community agreed to it. The 10 towns as a whole. So, people will agree, and if they don't agree, like, the first time you would, like, arrest them and make them do the ritual. Or, like, confiscate the food if needed, like, if absolutely needed. As, like, a show of force. Like, we are not making exceptions for the safety of the whole of the community. Only in, like, the absolute extreme case where, like, they refuse to do anything, like, exile would be their death sentence. Like, the speaker doesn't want to, like, murder the people living in her town. You're too few to afford it.
I'm also generally one who wouldn't directly follow these orders just because they're told to, in the way that I wouldn't definitely rat anyone out myself.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable.
So my question would be, could I have an idea who the guy not doing the ritual in this village would be?
In
Who the
Dugan's
mark would be?
Hole, everybody has performed. Like nobody had any chimney fire through the night.
Okay.
So your town has been safe.
I can definitely tell Rhiannon if he's after anyone, no one in this village.
Yes.
Maybe it's a traveler.
Yeah, either it's a traveler or someone in a close-by village.
I don't know that good. I just know what was told to me.
I
I don't study murderology.
It's okay, guys. So if you don't want to murder him, I'm not making you.
Well,
I don't know what's going on.
All right.
I mean,
so
okay with murdering someone who kills people if I can have any kind of proof that he's
Yes, so we need
murdering
to collect the
people.
proof. How do we collect the proof?
Yeah, that's the
By
question. Following him to his next job would be one thing, whenever that might be.
who is good at stalking people in this group? Because I'm certainly not, and
So,
I'm not completely bad at
I just
not
get
being
the
instantly seen by
+4.
everyone.
let's do it like this. Granny Bear, you do get 4 rations and your incense for 5 gold pieces. In the end, he's getting tired of trying to convince an old lady out of money that she doesn't have, so he will accept the money that you do have.
Excellent. I will mark it on my character sheet. I knew you would come round eventually.
It's okay, we will kill him later and steal off the cash.
This is not the way.
And then the group can
Only
gather
inspire
once
him.
more. Don't worry about us, we will be here all day.
because we are going to freeze to the ground.
You have some privacy in this town where it's cold, it's freezing cold. You probably gather in the chapel to talk because that's much more comfortable than the outside.
Comfort?
Who
What is
wants?
that?
What's a
Waiter?
good thing?
I don't mind. I'm just wearing a cloak and stuff to act like everyone else. Blend in.
Well, that was a lovely day out. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Except, that one guy who's only wearing stuff you'd normally find corpses in, who have just frozen to death, and who seems to be pretty lively.
You mean the dwarf or the strapping young man with the bodyguard?
Bodyguard.
The bodyguard,
His
yeah.
picture flashes in front of your eyes on your TV screen.
What is a TV?
My goodness, he played the dashing figure.
Oh, the gods give us a picture of the guy.
The gods are calling again, but I don't want to pick up. They always want my laundry.
I'm getting a sort of Blue Eyes vibe for this session.
It's a picture of his like curriculum that you have. Like, oh yeah, it's his.
Side business, being an enforcer of the Frostmaiden.
More like
So you're saying
bodyguard for traveling merchants, but yes.
What are you saying?
Looks
Okay.
totally normal to me. It's the person who grew up in town, so yeah.
I mean, he's definitely wearing 2 or 3 layers too few for the weather out there. And for what seems to be a human. And I basically try to reiterate everything Rhiannon has told me, plus the stuff I know myself. Added to that, basically, that this guy is said to be wanted for murders and that it might be possible.
So we just when is the next new moon?
In a week.
That's an awfully long time to wait.
We could just ask the Darf how long they're gonna stay.
Well, good
Here?
news. Our next session is next week, so it will be full moon.
Oh, great.
I don't know if that's
Oh,
how
so
it
we're
works.
just basically lying around unconscious for a week. Good to know.
Yeah, you do the Witcher time passing as you smoke some weed on the ground, you know? You smell the horrible incense Granny Bear bought for the ritual.
No, the weed was Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I thought like I thought the Witcher like burned some incense during doing this or something. Maybe that was like the Witcher 2. All right, what's the plan? Do you want to
I
go
don't
out
know.
fishing again and see what happens?
No. Only if the rules get easier. Like, what the hell?
like we can do a bunch of rolls and see if you get pulled into the water.
No.
Or see like how many fish you catch, so you don't have to eat rations. We can knock out the rolls real quick too. That's not a problem.
Sure. Fine. Let's do. What if I try the fishing again? Because I don't feel cold.
Do you want us to come with you, or you want to go alone?
I gotta go alone. Please don't freeze to death, Granny.
So twilight is from 10 to 2 p.m. 4 hours of good light out here before it gets like dark night again.
Well,
And
I can see in the dark.
right now
How can
you have
I?
like 2 hours of daylight left. Who is joining her so she doesn't drown and die?
elf.
Will join her, but basically saw my own hold on go fishing too.
All right. Erwin, roll me survival checks twice.
Oh, survival?
Can I support her?
Do you? No.
I am proficient in survival.
Uh,
So am I.
so fishing is the thing where you cast a fishing tackle into the lake and don't move. There's no trick. There's no magic behind it. You cannot like magically give her advantage by doing so. If you like be more still. Okay, 21 and 10. Okay, during the time before the sun goes stops being as bright and it's all getting dark again, you get one fish hooked. Roll me an athletics check.
Oh no, not again.
Oh yes.
It's a 2. I see a 2.
Oh no. Let me.
Do I have to do a saving check again?
Oh yes, you do. You fail by more than 5. Which means I need.
Can I not
dexterity.
support her in any way, shape, or form?
You say by 5, not more than 5.
Wait. I think you can.
I mean, 6 is more than 5. 5 isn't.
Like I don't know if.
But
Oh,
I
you
think
like.
it's usually 5 or more. So yeah, probably.
Yes. I'm not thinking about that. I'm more like, can Rhiannon help her pull the fish
What
out?
what is the reason she does have to make an athletics check?
To not fall into the water as the fish pulls her towards the hole.
So what if I made her weigh double as much as she does right now?
Well, okay, let's describe it like this. You're at this incredibly boring task of fishing. Then you see her like, oh shit, it's a fish! And she pulls.
Oh, I have the solution to this.
What do you do, Rhiannon?
I cast my magic on the fish.
You don't see the fish.
Why do I not see the fish? Because of the water?
The fish is in the water. The success is pulling the fish out. Until then, you don't see a fish.
Well, I could give her advantage on strength checks.
What hell? Because that is a strange task.
Okay, is this a thing you want to do? Like, what are
I
we
mean,
talking about?
is the ice thick enough?
I mean, you've been walking on this ice as a group, and it's been no problem. On Red Waters, it's really thick ice. And you only stroll out like 30 minutes. You're not going out on the middle of the lake, or where the lake is like cracking open. You're on the solid ice part of the lake.
So yeah, I can just by waving my hand double her weight.
All right. Erwin, I will let you re-roll and beat a 7.
You have basically your speed is reduced by 10, and you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
So
let's
does Erwin
try.
look like a fat version of Erwin now, or how does?
No, she just looks. She has some weird grayish glow around her.
Look at 15.
And with that, with a splash, you pull out this red fish with an incredibly sturdy skull that springs out of the icy water and flaps around on the ice.
I will take a club and club this fish.
Do you have a club?
I have my stick.
All right. Attack the fish.
Do we need to roll to hit a fish?
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yes.
Water!
Well, I don't have the stick as an attack weapon.
I mean, go.
Can
Do
I
it.
just... What do you mean you don't have it as attack?
It's a
It's
walk.
only-
It's a more like a stick that you don't use to beat stuff with, but, so not a combat stick.
Yeah, but it's 1d6 damage.
Then roll your stick plus strength. If it's not like balanced for combat.
I mean, that's just a 1d20.
Yep.
It's flipping.
I'm trying to find the stats for the knucklehead trout real quick.
Seriously? The fish has... Okay.
Yeah, of course, yes.
I use my magic to kill the fish by making him tired. He will be knocked prone.
There's so many creatures in this book.
Or should I firebolt him? Then he would be pre-cooked.
But maybe he would be half cooked.
Well, before
Like
that happens,
burned
the
on the
fish
outside.
gets to attack you. A 13 is a hit, so you can roll your damage.
One d6 plus stick.
So imagine these fish, they are as big as like
Tuna?
half a meter in length.
I think tuna is larger.
Alright, you do 5 damage. The fish survives your attack and will retaliate.
How does a fish retaliate? He's like on land, flopping about.
If you ever played Pokemon and fought a Magikarp, that is what's happening here.
You don't fight Magikarp, you insult it and demean it.
I mean,
In
kind of the
front-
point about the attack of Magikarp is that it can't do any damage to you.
That's nice. That's a nice fish.
I think that fish would be very dangerous when you
So-
are in water.
So you're trying to get close to it and like slap it with your stick, and you do some damage, but in the meantime it's trying to slap you with its tail. It has a disadvantage as it cannot walk on land. I rolled.
will
Does a 12 hit you, unicorn?
Let me check. No, it does not.
Okay, good.
I don't even need mage armor for that.
Yeah. Okay, so it takes a while, but you knock out the knucklehead trout. You
I
have
mean, in case of emergency, I just make the fish tired by using my magic on it.
yeah.
We have a fish like that. That's nice. We got one fish.
I mean, the fish
Yes.
is half a meter, so that's good eating.
All right, and at the end of the fishing, the sun is it's dark again. You can try to fish more in the dark by yourself on the
No,
lake.
in the dark, you only fish during dusk and dawn because during the day it's too bright for the fish, and in the dark it's too dark for the fish.
There is no dusk and dawn. There's only twilight with this weather.
Well, that is twilight.
Yeah, from 10 to 2, like 4
Yeah.
hours. Okay,
So, in which direction was the village again?
to the northeast.
Okay, which direction is northeast with all these clouds covering the stars to navigate?
Oh, Roll a survival check.
I look
Um,
at Hunter Girl.
I
Oh, you
have an excellent memory from maps and geography, so don't worry, I know. I have the wanderer feature. I know general.
Wait, are you an Outlander?
Yes.
Then you don't even have to roll to get food.
Oh,
Uh,
right.
we are in Icewind Dale. There might be, some to
This
get
is not
food
rolling
here.
it for food. This is playing the fishing minigame.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate a fishing minigame.
But it's okay. We can say that you spent like a good chunk of your day to get fish without having to roll a bunch of it.
We got one fish.
There is some stuff that can happen when you try to fish.
It's a big fish.
I have some surprises, so
I don't like your surprises. They usually kill people.
but I will get to you during the week for the surprise part.
Okay, I will see the surprises because I will try fishing in the future. It's actually fun. But yeah, I lead the people. I lead us back to the village because
You have captured a
direction.
magical fish. They can weigh 70 pounds or more, and the females tend to be smaller, weighing about 50 pounds. And
So how much does this fish weigh?
They are prized for their ivory-like bones. So the one that you get here is a female knucklehead trout. She didn't put up as much of a fight as the first knucklehead. So this is like a 46 pounder.
46 pounds.
Oh yes.
I'm carrying the fish. I'm still not encumbered.
So with this fish, you can feed your entire party for the day and probably also tomorrow.
Also, I make the fish lighter.
Oh, great!
My
Oh,
God,
great.
you're cheating.
The fish now only weighs half as much, can jump double as far, and has disadvantage on our strength checks.
Ref, this meme is awesome.
I mean, technically, if the fish is dead, you might not be able to enchant it because it's not a creature anymore.
It's an object now.
It's an object now, and I can still enchant objects.
Okay.
That's lovely. Oh,
Which
that's
means
lovely.
that it's also half the amount of food you get from it, right? That's how it works.
No.
No.
The fish's density is adjusted, not the mass.
Is this what you call diet food? Like, with less sugar now.
With more air inside because
Yes.
the molecules are stretched out.
We took all the nutritions out of the food.
If the density is changed but the mass isn't changed, would that mean the volume has to change?
I don't know how this magic works, so I don't
So
question it.
it's twice as big now.
The ability literally is called adjust density. It doesn't change mass or volume.
It's
just
on
not
a
going to
timer,
physics.
right? Like for an hour
Yeah.
or something.
What
It
did you
will
say?
revert to its tasty form when the spell is finished.
It's concentration. Or it lasts 1 minute. It lasts only 1 minute or until concentration ends. So I have to re-engage that every minute.
So, okay, Granny Bear, how many commandments are you saying again? Let's roll a number of concentration checks.
I thought I was in the chapel. I thought you guys went off without Granny Beer.
Oh. Well, maybe. It's cold outside, for sure.
I'll be starting a fire, getting some, getting ready for the evening.
All right.
I cannot bring the fish to Granny Bear so I can give her some of the fish.
Oh wow, that's a real big one you got there.
Yes! Look at this beauty of the fish! Gonna taste great.
Well, we haven't fish soup for a while. Kinda, yeah, it looks like we won't be going hungry.
Yeah,
The
that's
Great
good,
Mother
isn't it?
provides.
Now,
Actually, ocean provided, or the sea, or the lake, or the river, or whatever.
Thanks be to the Grain Mother.
Thanks, icy cold water that kills us.
eat fish. Work out. Go on date. Make lots of children. Tell them to work out as well.
The grandmother way.
The grandmother's like, here, have healthy food and now get stronger so you can make this world less icy again, please.
Fight a Goliath in a
Have I
wrestling
told
match.
you all about? Have I taught you all about the food pyramid?
Oh my god. It's grandmother propaganda. Well, the base of every food pyramid is grain.
Grain is the superfood.
It's the most important food of all.
Grains for gains.
Grain for the breakfast, grain for the lunch, for the dinner.
So, you don't need to roll to cook for fish. It's pretty obvious. You boil water, you put fish in it. And it boils the fish.
I've been doing this for years.
There's also the version of stick through the fish and holding it over the campfire. Like putting the stick in the sand kind of deal.
Well, you also want to
Well-
slice it up and then put it on the fridge.
It's kind
So you can save some for later.
The
Yes.
fridge, like outside.
yes.
I'm assuming that Granny Beer has like an ice box made out of packed snow.
Honestly, I think the
Honest-
coolest icebox you can make is warmer than outside.
Yeah, but it's still usable and won't instantly freeze your food like outside.
It totally won't get stolen by anything or anyone.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you put it outside, people would steal it.
I mean,
Yes.
so it's a tight-knit community, right? If they would steal from each other, the rumor would run rampant. I cannot believe. Have you seen this? Except that Granny Bea isn't part of the community yet. She just exists here.
She just exists.
You
Hi,
might
guys.
think she's well liked.
Erin has been here forever, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're part of the community.
I was like myself and my twin brother were more or less like thrown into this community to the poor healer living at the outskirts of the village, and be like, here you have the devil children now.
One thing that I wanted to follow up on. Did we decide what we were going to do about the serial killer, suspected serial killer?
The serial killer.
Oh,
guy-
he slays so many grains.
He kills all the Fruit Loops.
Yes. Very good, children.
So while you all talk, I prepare the fish.
I can help you with that.
Roll me another survival or cooking check.
Do you have
I don't have
cooking
cooking.
utensils?
That's
Um,
okay. Survival can work instead.
I mean, there is no cooking here, so.
Did you buy any spices?
Oh, no, but I kinda suspect that the shrine of the grandmother has spices and stuff.
Oh, Granny Bea,
Probably.
I have bad
Something.
news for you. You didn't
Yeah?
you didn't have any cash left over to buy any of the spices that were offered by Torga Icewind.
They would probably be too expensive anyway, let's be real.
Oh yeah, no, the markup is like way outside the range of reasonability.
Let's use herbs. Because I have a herbalist kit, and I learned from my parents how to use it. You know, the one that adopted me. And herbs can act as spices, so generally I would have spices.
It's basically weak poison.
That's
know,
spicy
hey,
stuff.
You know, woodruff is also a herb that is used to, calm down your guts, but if you take too much woodruff, it will, cause poisoning.
I will say with a 17 survival
like that.
check, you managed to abuse some of your herbalist's kit for spicing. It's like, well, it's not the same as pepper, but it will burn on the tongue a bit.
I got
Might as
shit.
well just stick fire into your mouth because that burns on your tongue too. Even
I
the pain
prepared.
reaction is the same.
So I fillet the fish. So I take the meat off of the fish body, get the head and the tail, and make a broth out of it.
You
And
ruined
then
the fish.
I did not ruin the fish, and later on, those get out, and then the meat is added, and then we have a nice broth.
So
Some herbs to season it.
And then you add some sawdust to add some filling.
Maybe.
That's how they do it in Frostpunk. And that game is all about being cold.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the sawdust, I remember.
I do have
No, you put some good berries in it.
looking up something real
Good berry
quick.
juice. It's good for you.
Good berry juice. Yeah, you have to cast a whole spell to get half a cup of good berry juice.
That's very
What?
inefficient.
It's 10 whole berries.
Well, how large are those berries like? This.
It's not
So
like
mostly
it's not
fruit
like
flesh
you
and
cast
magic.
10 good oranges, it's 10 good berries.
Can he cast 10 good watermelons?
Oh wow. I mean, that's like the that's
Big
a
fruit.
tropical droids what they do over there.
Tropical druid.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
dude bros
got
on the
a-
beach with the surfboards are like, Shalom, brothers, what's
They only
up?
shapeshift into sharks and tortoises.
Turtle. Hey
Yes.
brother. Super. Dude bros, no? Hey dude. Damn, now I didn't take the good berry spell.
Now, as you fillet the fish, I want you. I'm looking up something real quick, but I do want you to roll me a
Oh, yeah.
D100.
Do you manage to cut out the poisonous gland without ruining the fish?
A moment, my phone is ringing.
Oof.
Much oof. Yeah, I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
I'm back in a moment. I gotta take my meds.
Well, while you're cooking, Aaron, I'll entertain the other two.
I'm happy with the cooking, so I'm entertained.
Okay, I'll talk to Akor.
No!
I mean, you can't talk to me while I cook. I'm multitasking. Compatible.
Kind of want to
I
talk.
can burn two things at once.
You work with Aaron. I just sort of ask Akor something.
Oh, suit yourself.
Hey, Mr. Town Guard.
What's wrong? Anything happening? You done cooking or?
Oh yeah, the other two are just in the kitchen now.
It is
Cutting
smelling
up fish into some
delicious
delicious
now.
food.
It smells like burnt fish.
How are you holding up? You put a lot on your shoulders, being the only town guard and all.
Well, given fuck all happens out of here, it's
Demonetized.
mostly just walking around town, listening to people complain about each other, and yeah, that's it.
Back.
Welcome back.
I mean, given there might be a killer in town, that's actually something interesting happening for once. So then, yeah, what are we gonna do about this guy?
Have you ever thought about, what am I trying to say here? Settling down, finding a nice young lady. Your time's a ticking.
I've been living in this town for 9 years. Just don't really need to tell me much about settling down.
Well, as the growing mother says, it's never too early to sow the seeds.
Oof.
You know what? I'm not comfortable talking about that with you.
Okay.
Hey,
Just
the
not
fish
much.
is finished.
Oh, great.
Let's eat some lightly
Just
burned fish.
out of nowhere, an old woman walking over to me. Hey, you trying to fuck someone?
I just noticed you were talking with the lady elf earlier, and you know, want to make
You
sure.
mean like as she told me about the killer walking around?
Well, I didn't know that at the time, but
To my fish.
In Granny's defense, this town could use some new genetic material.
that is true.
No, that ship has sailed, crossed the
Yeah.
world, and came back with exotic spices.
Oof. That's an oof. Alright, and with that, everybody munching happily on their fish, deciding what to do about the murders, about the wolves or not wolves, and whether or not to abandon this town where fuck all happens. Let's find out next episode. In Icewind Dale, where everything is horrible. Nothing happens ever. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for playing.
Thank
So,
you very much for hosting.
man, poof. This was tough. Yeah.
Are we still live or are we off air?
Do you guys want to give off any closing statements or shell out any channels you want to? Feel free.
I have
Now's the
nothing
time.
intelligent to say.
All
Me
right.
neither.
Thanks very much for watching. Anyone who watched all the way through that.
Thank you for coming. Next time I will force combat upon my players. Don't worry.
Please.
Please.
I want to see if this character works.
All right. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Good night, every person who looks at this in the night.